Hi you guys, welcome back to another one of my videos. Today I'm going to be kind of breaking down and kind of explaining what the role of a resident assistant is. Are you guys ready for RA 101? I feel like there is not a lot of information out about what it means to be an RA in college, whether that be in like a private Christian university or like a big state public school. It can look very different and it can be kind of confusing to decide, do I actually want to become an RA? Is that something that I would be interested in doing a year or so of my college experience? I'm here to enlighten you. I am a resident assistant at Evangel University. It's a private Christian university here, so a lot of the things that I'll be talking about may not be pertinent or exactly relate to other universities and colleges, but I assume that everything would be very similar and kind of the same in that the responsibilities and the duties kind of are similar. Maybe they're not exactly the same as your college or your university, but they'll be like similar. So you can take from my experience and kind of have a frame of reference for what that might look like at your school. So, number one, what exactly is an RA, a resident assistant? Basically, how I explain this to people if they're unaware, they're not really familiar with the college scene or anything, is it's pretty much like the older sister of a certain floor or resident floor of a building. So that can be an all girls hall or floor, an all guys hall or floor, or it could be like co-ed. I am the RA of an all girls floor, so I don't have any guys on my floor or anything, but there are other buildings on my campus that are co-ed, but I'm an RA of just all girls, and so that's very interesting. Basically, another way to put it is you're in charge of facilitating the safety and also the community of your individual floor. Basically, you are facilitating and maintaining your university, your girls or your guys on your floor, their university experience, whether that is through community and fun and social, or it's safety, whether that be like fire drills, tornadoes, whatever, or even like roommate and a lot of the conflict and emergency crises and stuff like that happen when you're living with a bunch of people. I'm just gonna break down in this video some of the responsibilities and the duties that you have as a resident assistant. Kind of what can I expect to be in charge of, like what will my responsibilities be in being an RA. So I've broken them down. I'm also looking at some notes here. So if I look down, that is what I'm doing. I have it sectioned off where it's like the safety aspect of it and then the community aspect of the job. So we're going to talk about the safety aspect, that being like what you're responsible for, but then also the duties that you're responsible for. So more of the like behind the scenes, maintaining the floor kind of things. Number one would have to be your desk duty. I'm not sure if this is similar to like state universities and stuff like that, but here at my private university, we have desk duties, and that is every night of the week, so Monday through Friday. That can either start at 7 p.m. or 9 p.m. and it lasts until midnight. So basically you have a shift of being at the desk and you're responsible for greeting girls or guys that come into your building, facilitating community in the lobby area, whether that be talking with them, getting to know them. This is a lot of the times where you kind of hear about things that are going on your campus and in your students' lives. And so it's really good to be engaged and kind of have a good pulse of like, okay, like this person is coming down and crying, like what has happened? And so you also go on rounds, and that is you have like the master key that can get into any room in your individual resident building, and you go around and you kind of walk the halls looking for like crises in the open, like something that may not be going well, like whether that be of the building or like individuals, maybe something's happening. You can also work on like different RA homework and stuff like that, so things that maybe you need to plan for, or forms and paperwork that you need to fill out or catch up on. You can use that time and utilize that to that. What? You can utilize that time to get your RA to-do list done, or a little further along. Along with being at the desk, you also have the overnight duty. So you have the RA phone. I have it right here, actually. I'm on duty right now. So you have the RA phone. It probably will look different for every school, but typically it's just like not a smartphone or something. You have the RA phone and you are kind of in charge. You're on duty, on call, I guess is more what you should say. You're on call for the night in case anything happens overnight. You're in charge of not only your floor, but the entire building. So it sucks sometimes because you get called in the middle of the night if a girl's locked out of her room, or if there's like a big leak in the bathroom. One time, one of the girls on the floor across from mine, her whole bathroom like just started leaking water, and we had to call like on-call maintenance and public safety and just to get all involved. So you're on call just in case something happens overnight. You also have a weekend duties, and this is pretty much the same thing as you would during the week, kind of, except not really. You are on call for the entire weekend. So from Saturday morning till Monday morning, you are on call the whole day, night, everything. You have the RA phone on you at all times, just on call. It's pretty chill. You're not really restricted very much. It depends on like what goes on. A lot of things typically happen at night, so like in the evening hours. So, and yeah, it only happens like monthly, really. Like I think for this spring semester, I am only on weekend duties, gosh, maybe once a month, so like only 4 times, I think. Yeah, so it's really not that bad. You're not on weekend duty all the time. Another duty you may have, which is similar to weekend duty, it's holiday duty. So at my school, we break up all of the long holidays and short holiday breaks. I should clarify, breaks. That school is not in session, but there still may be students that are living in your residence halls. You kind of are on call for that break. So this year, I am on call for half of spring break. That is my long break, which is like 5 to 6 days, I believe. And then I took fall break, which was my short break, which was like a long weekend or something like that. So you break it up between the RA team just so there's someone on call during the holidays for whoever is staying in your residence hall. Second duty would be room checks. I'm pretty positive this is at every school, but don't quote me on that. Room checks is something that happens bi-weekly, so every other week, and you just kind of, there's a standard that your university probably will give out to the students in your building and all across campus, a standard that like what needs to be cleaned, what needs to be done, like, and then what you as an RA will be looking for. So basically, once again, you go around to every room on your floor and you're gonna check in their room to see if like everything is up to par, if that means, to like safety and cleanliness standards. You will be checking if you're I'm not sure what it's called, like a dry campus or a alcohol-free campus or something. You'll be checking to see, okay, is there anything suspicious in the rooms? Like, is anything broken that could cost them like a big fine? Do you find any alcohol, any drugs, or like does anything smell weird? You're kind of just checking out and facilitating the safety and making sure people are doing what they're supposed to do by what they have like agreed by coming to the school to do. Yeah, room checks. You can give out fines if something is not up to par, like let's say, it really just depends on what kind of RA you are for giving fines. That can be whether their trash wasn't taken out, or maybe their toilet is a mess, and so you just need to find them to be like, hey, you need to learn this responsibility, you need to clean, and because you're living here and you've agreed to do so, kind of thing. So, room checks. Number 4 for duties and like stuff like that are called bed checks. And I think that's different for every university. I'm not sure if people do that at other schools besides us, but I know at my university we have bed checks, which is like, it happens 2 to 3 times in a semester. Basically, you set a time and you just have to make sure that everyone is in their room and like where they say they are. Now that I think about it, you probably don't have this anywhere else. My school is very strict about like being responsible and signing out if you're going to go spend the night somewhere else, or making sure that you just let people know where you are. It's kind of creepy, actually, now that I'm explaining it. But it's what I have to do. It's what you signed up that we're able to do. So we do it. Bed checks, so basically you just go in like probably like 2 or 3 a.m. A lot of people are sleeping, but I mean sometimes people are up studying or hanging out still. So you basically just make sure everyone's in their bed, everyone's where they say they are. Yeah, but you go with like another RA just to make sure that everything is safe for both the student and the RA. The 5th thing would be event planning, and then event going. So you sit down and you really make the events what you want them to be and how you want to go about them for your floor. You can really tailor things to, okay, so what would my floor enjoy, or what do I even enjoy? How often do I want to have an event? You make it how you think your floor would thrive best. So you're wanting to let your students have the best university experience they can. You want to provide them with like a community that they can have if they don't really have friends, or if they're homesick, or if they're seeking that community that they're really missing out on. These events are really perfect for them. So you plan the events with probably a team on your floor. In some cases, you probably plan events with the other RAs in your building. And then on the flip side of that, after all the behind the scenes work is done, you actually attend the events, put them on, and yeah, it's pretty fun. That's the fun part of the job for sure. I love event planning. I enjoy it so much. And so to be able to come up and create my own events and have my own posters, and I sound like such a nerd, but I really enjoy it, that aspect of being an RA. I love every aspect, but this in particular is really fun for me. The 6th thing that I thought of is emergency drills, or real emergencies. This can be the fire drills. This happens probably once a semester. You are just in charge of getting all the girls off the floor, like knocking on their doors, making sure everyone is safe and everyone is in the designated area for a fire drill. So there's fire drills. I've never had a fire in my building. There has been tornadoes. I live in Missouri, and so we get tornadoes, I wouldn't say often, but more than probably the coast and stuff like that. And so basically we're just in charge of facilitating safety during a tornado. Not really a drill, like an actual tornado, or tornado warning, I guess would be what it was called. So tornado warning. We're responsible, once again, for waking people up if it's in the middle of the night and bringing them down to the designated area so that they're safe and they don't get blown away by the tornado. Yeah, number 7 would be check-in and check-outs. This mainly happens in the beginning and the end of the semester, but you could have the occasional in between if someone just really isn't deciding to come back to school, or they are moving rooms because maybe something is wrong with their room, or they're just really struggling with their roommate situation and all these approvals have gone into place. You'll have check-in and check-outs. Basically, you're just making sure that the room looks like how it did when you moved in. So nothing is damaged that wasn't damaged before, that all their stuff is moved out, that the room is clean, and you facilitate the keys. So you take their keys if they're moving out, or you give them new room keys and mail keys if they're moving in. So it's a lot of responsibility in that. You need to make sure you give them the right keys, that you take the keys and you're responsible for them, because it's a lot of money if you lose them or they're missing. It's like $100 at my school if you lose your key. Wow, this is a long video.